Right, and we are back for another reaction, and today we are continuing ReZero. Um, man, honestly, I suck at keeping track of the episodes. I think this is episode 18. Um, what happened last episode is we found out what that humongous monster was that attacked them at the end of the episode beforehand. It was a humongous whale. Like they call it the great white whale or the white whale. Um, and apparently it has the ability to see. So this is what I'm not too clear about. I don't know if it has the ability to alter reality or if it just has the ability to like manipulate people's minds, because like, so one of the things that was happening was so this white whale, whenever I guess it kills someone or it touches someone with the white fog, um everyone forgets that person exists. And in my head, I'm just like, that must require a humongous amount of magic, because not only does, that person have to be wiped from their memories, those empty spots have to be filled in with something. Like, for I gave a ram for example with her horn. So she lost it protecting Rem, right? So not only does it have to be like another situation that happened for her to lose that her horn, right? But like, for, let's see. So let's say she lost it protecting Rem, and it was like this person that did it. So that white whale, when it wipes Rem out, would have to like it's kind of hard to explain because it has to alter like I forgot exactly how I said it. It just it has to have some kind of like humongous power, because something else would have had to happen for Ram to lose her horn. And let's say she doesn't lose it protecting Ram, she loses it, fighting something else, right? Th- that would actually have to happen. Like, let's say she lost it fighting a goblin or something like that. That goblin would have to have a memory of wiping that horn off of Ram's forehead. So that's like, it has to not only manipulate like the memories of these people, like it has to actually alter reality, like the past, for all of this to be consistent with the memory that's been wiped out, right? So that's what, like, I don't know if this is like some kind of humongous overpowered creature. Another thing is, like, because of the color, white whale, white usually is, symbolic of like, purity or like good and all that kind of stuff. And so I initially thought it was after them because of Subaru, but we saw that Otto kick Subaru out of his cart, and instead of eating Subaru, it went after Otto and ate Otto. And so I don't know if that means that like Otto is evil. Cause like usually when something is white, they're good, right? Um like it's like angels and all that kind of stuff, like celestials and all that kind of stuff. So like my theory is that this thing might be just some animal that, I don't know, some like benevolent being made, right? Or it was just birthed to hunt down evil, and it just blindly hunts down evil, regardless of like what gets hurt in the process, right? So it might be like a good creature, and unfortunately it's just so humongous that people get hurt when it tries to hunt like the witches cult or whatever the heck. That's just a theory that I have. Because there's just like so much going on right now. Like I mentioned, that it just ReZero has kind of like, put the pedal like all the way down to the metal. Like I just had to say it. After the first two arcs, like the first two arcs, they were kind of slow, kind of repetitive, but now it's just like, oh man, it's just like every episode introduces like a new fabric of the world that like you could like super expand upon, and I'm just like kind of wondering like what's going on. But yeah, so where we left off last episode is everyone forgot who Rem was. Subaru ended up back at Emilia's place. He tried to tell Emilia about his power. and she ended up dying instead of him, or we think she died, right? So the last scene was Subaru carrying Amelia's assumed corpse, and then he gets attacked by Beats, and then Beats is about to kill um, Amelia for good, like actually like dispose of the body. After he like essentially high fives Subaru, was like, "Hey, great work, teammate! You killed Amelia." But before Beats can lay the final blow, um, Puck appears, and that's exactly where we left off. Let's not waste any more time rambling like I usually do. Let's just jump right into another episode of ReZero. Okay, so I was right. This is episode 18, and it is titled From Zero. There's our boy Beats. Um, I don't care what you. Whoa. I doubt that'll kill him. So a comment that Beatrice made in her appearance last episode was that with Amelia gone, Puck will return to his true form, but he looks kind of the same. I was kind of expecting him to be that big dog. Oh well, there you go. Yep. Once again, our predictions are spot on. What can I say? What can I say? Are you Puck? Yeah, I mean, can't you tell? Like he was literally just standing there, and then he sounds exactly like Puck. Ugh. This guy's going all Aaron Yeager up on his fingers. I don't know how he's making his eyes bleed like that, but okay. This is why I hate all of you. So Puck kind of gives me the same sort of vibes as the White Whale as far as aura and strength, you know? Yeah, you know. There we go. Oh yes, please. Please talk. Tell us more about this world. I'm dying to know, dude. You broke your promise to Leah? You don't seem to understand how important a promise is. Man, Puck has no mercy, bro. Yep. And third? I was kind of hoping he'd be like, and third, I just don't like you. I will now destroy the world. Mm-hmm. The fog is coming closer. Yeah, I see. White whale. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say like they kind of have because again, he has like that white fur, you know? Like who's laughing? Okay. Right, so it really does suck. Um how he's not like abusing maybe he doesn't want to the information that he has. Like we've seen him abuse it in the past to benefit himself, but he doesn't really use it to help others. Um, cause like we know he can't tell people that he respawns, but he can tell Rem like, hey, uh, at this time in this location, the white whale is gonna be there. This is gonna happen at Amelia's palace. She's gonna get attacked at this time, at exactly this time. Uh, what can we do to prevent this? You've been here longer than I have. Something like that. But he just kind of I don't know. We've seen him break down like this before, so it's hard to know if it's actually genuine this time or not. Me or someone else. Yeah, dude. Fucking. Oh, I hate like when freaking. I thought she was gonna go a whole different direction with that. Hmm. I've thought about it too. Whoa, what? What the heck? She's thought about like essentially marrying him, and she's just straight up telling him, what the heck? But they've only known each other for like, it's hard to keep track of time because of all the respawns, but I think it's only been 2 weeks. And she's already been like fantasizing about running away, marrying, having kids, like growing old. What the hell, Ram? And she has this kind of meticulously played out. Um, I have I've mentioned it before. I'm the only boy in our late family. I have like 3 sisters, so I know this is kind of a thing that like girls do, like super plan ahead, super meticulous, super over examining everything. So I'm actually, you know what? I definitely understand where Ram's coming from. Yeah. And it is cool that she's like being like super upfront and honest about it. Man, now this is like, yep, exactly. Oh my God. Okay. This is it. Yeah, this is the sense that we got from him the entire time. Everything that he's saying is everything that we've seen is true about him. I hate myself. Yeah, we got that sense too. Overcompensation, victimization. But I want to know why it is this way, you know? I really want to know what he was in the real world. There's so many interesting things it can do at this point with how his life was in the real world. You know, I did nothing. I've never done a single thing. Oh, dang it. All we got was a flashback of him in episode 1. Yeah. He was just trying to feel better about himself. Which to a certain extent, like, see, like there's so many nuances to like this, you know? It's not bad to try to make yourself feel better, but it is bad, some ways to go about that, you know? And his whole spiel about like um complacency and never trying to achieve anything, that's also like subjective. It's not objective. It's all in his opinion, how he takes it. Okay, calm down. Just calm down with the dramatics. And then the sky opened up and a million white birds flew. Yeah, because oh my god, bro, like, oh, I'm just seeing manipulation all over this right here, bro. Like, he put you guys in that situation, man. And he used his respawn knowledge. Ugh. No wonder he still has that Gilbertin face, bro. He's like, oh, fuck, this girl. I am very concerned that this music is kind of trying to paint this as like a good thing, that she's accepting him and everything that he's done to her. Mm, a very concerning framework. Because I thought this entire time that the series was very aware that Subaru's openly doing these things, you know? Um, way to just indulge your fucking self, man. Oh. Okay, so that was episode 18 of ReZero, and if I have to be like 100% honest, that was probably the worst episode of ReZero that we've seen. Um, I was like enjoying the first half because I thought it was like going a certain direction, right? I thought it was gonna be like Subaru uh realizing like his mistakes, coming clean about like everything, or like just like just like oh man. So it kind of framed it so okay, so big picture. I know exactly what this episode was going for, because of how it framed everything. It was trying to go for, I'm assuming it was trying to go for like, hey, you know, you might feel shitty about your life, but just go ahead, start over, keep going, all that kind of stuff. And I'm all for that message, right? And so that's why I was kind of like, the closer we got to the middle of the episode, the more of that I was getting, and I was like, I'm all for that. Like, you guys, you guys know I'm all for that message. Especially like me, like for those who don't know, and I promise I'm gonna stop saying this because I mentioned it in my Everything Everywhere All at Once reaction, and I've mentioned it in a couple of the other watch throughs. So here we go. This I'm gonna try to make this the last time that I bring up my history. So me, oldest boy in my family, three younger sisters, abusive father. Mother got us out of that picture, moved in with relatives because they said that they would be there for us if she left him. It was a lie. We got kicked out uh, a month after that. So it was just me, my mom, my three little sisters, and we were homeless. We were like moving from place to place. There were various points in our lives where we lived in our car and just used a fake address so that schools wouldn't um grow suspicious. We would show up like dirty, all that kind of stuff. A lot of our nights were spent gathering cans, like getting trying to get food and all that kind of stuff. Eventually, my mom worked enough to buy a house. Like, all her years of hard work, all our years of work, she bought a house. Diagnosed with cancer 6 months later, a year after that, gone. My mom died. And it was just me and my little sisters. And so we were homeless again. We lost the house, and we used fake addresses to keep, like, because if we didn't use a fake address, they would have separated us. It's hard to explain. I won't go into like the statistics of that. But it was just us, and we were homeless, and we couldn't go back to that abusive father, and it was up to me to like raise them, right? So I picked up as many jobs as I could. I gave them like as best of life as I could, and finally, we're at least lower class, right? Where before we were just like my goal is to give them as best a life as possible, and I think I've done that. Um, my dream is to see them be happy, successful, whatever their idea of success is, and to look back at me and be like, oh yeah, that's my brother who never made anything of himself. As long as they're happy, I'm fine. I did my job, right? Like, I did my job as a big brother. They're happy. It doesn't matter if they look down on me for the rest of their lives. I did my job. So I am all for this, like, starting from like keeping on going. I know that's the message that this was trying to convey. Like, you might feel like your life is at rock bottom, but you can always just like start over. I heavily disagree You can't just start from zero. I'm sorry, but there will never be a zero. Even Subaru in the supposed start from zero, he didn't start from zero. There was Rem there. There was Rem there who said, I'll give you everything you need whenever you want it. He's not starting from zero either. And that's why I was just kind of just like, you can't start from zero. There are opportunities that you'll never get back. There are circumstances that you will never be able to overcome. Let's say you wanted to get in an industry that only hires like 20-year-olds or something like that, and you're like 25. You know, I'm sorry. You can't start from zero and then like get into that. There's always going to be negatives. And this episode kind of just like it's kind of like giving a sort of, I don't want to say like false narrative, but like just the way it went about it, like you can't start from zero. You can't, balance. There's gonna you're. It's hard to, uh, man. But just because you can't start from zero doesn't mean that things won't work out. Doesn't mean that you can't find your own happiness. Doesn't mean that you can't find fulfillment. And that's what I have like a problem with this, especially like how this episode ended, where Subaru really just like snapped right back into his like old personality. Like, bro, what? So then was all that like, were all those crocodile tears in the beginning and now you're back exactly the way you were? Like you're all like, "Oh, me, think about me." And it's just like, "Bro, come on, dude." Like this episode sucks so bad, man. And like the concerning thing is that how it framed Rem like being upfront and honest. Like it had like the dubs, it had the light, it had like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. Oh, this is the right thing. Everything's good now. No, dude, she's still following like her emotions that were manipulated to be that way because of Subaru. And he's just there pretty much reveling in it. Like, okay, fine, I'll keep using you. All right, be there for me. Like, by the way, I'm gonna try to hook up with this other girl, right? But if you care about me, still come along, come along. Let us get her to like, bro, man. And for this episode to frame it as like, hey, Subaru's starting all over again. He's wiping the slate clean. He is not. He is not. He went right back to his like toxic behavior. He's not starting from zero. He has Rem there. Like he's not starting from zero. Like, oh, dude, so many issues with this episode. I can't even keep track. Like as it was happening, I was like, trying to organize my thoughts, but now I'm just kind of just like I, I am so just the way that it framed it because I had this opinion that like or like in my eyes the series knew that Subaru was a toxic person and it framed everything so that he's an unlikable character. But now with this episode, the way everything was shown is like, oh nah, Subaru ain't a toxic character at all. Like Subaru's okay, everything's all good, everything's all right. It's just like it kind of has me thinking like maybe everything I thought in these past episodes was wrong. Maybe the writing level isn't. I mean, maybe the writing isn't to the level that I thought it was. Because a big part of the why I was enjoying the series was because I thought it knew that Subaru was a bad person doing bad things. Maybe not. He wasn't evil, but he was still like a bad human. You know, and and then Rem's like, nah, bro, you're great. You're awesome. All those underhanded, manipulative things. Like, look, I'm here smiling because you manipulated the hell out of me. That means you did good. That means you did good. Bro, this episode was just a humongous step back from how much I've been enjoying this series so far. And I'm very concerned about how. Next episode will tell me a lot about what's going to happen. I don't know if maybe they hired a new director for this episode. I don't know if this episode is like an anime original and it's not in like the original source of the light novel or manga, cuz it just feels so far apart from everything else, and it's just maybe the creator was having a bad day when he wrote this, cuz everything is just off about this. Everything is just bad about this. I don't know. Next episode will tell me a lot about whether this was just like a stumble, and we're kind of just gonna keep on the trajectory that I was enjoying so much. I'm hoping that's what it is, because, like I said, there's so many interesting things about this world. I really really love this series, but this here kind of makes me think like, oh, maybe everything that I enjoyed about the series was wrong, and I really hope that's not the case. But for now, I am very very comfortable saying I have no regret in saying this episode of ReZero, episode 18, is the worst episode of ReZero that we have seen so far. It is the worst. It is disgusting. It is disappointing. It I won't say it's actively like harmful. you know, it might be harmful because like people might think like, oh hey, I might be a shitty person, but like as long as I make other people happy, it doesn't matter if I'm just doing it with you know for my own motives. And it's just we'll see what happens in the next episode. Uh I'm sorry, I got like I think this is like the harshest we've ever been on an anime series. Um and I don't want to offend anyone. If you're enjoying the series, please continue enjoying the series. This is just me explaining why I really did not like this episode. I really 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 did not like this episode at all. But that will do it for this reaction. Please like and subscribe for more reactions. I react to anime series, movies, other shows that I'm enjoying. If that's not your thing, as I'll stream regularly on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you need some background noise while you do homework or try to figure out what the heck's going on in ReZero, I'm pretty good at talking to myself. This is all you see of me. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out Jupiter Machine. And as always, steal credit cards, hurt your loved ones, plant some flowers. See you next time, everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.